Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. I have a Dollar Tree DIY for you today. You could make it a Dollar Tree DIY very easily. My Dollar Tree hasn't had any of the little wooden trays. I haven't been able to get any, but I found these little wooden boxes at Michael's on clearance for 50 cents. They were only regularly 99 cents, so even paying 99 cents wouldn't be a bad deal. And they measure 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and they are just a hair over 1 inch deep. They're like not quite 1.5 actually. Okay, so, and they kind of slant out a little bit. So I'm going to take this sticker off, and hopefully this clearance sticker will come off. But even if I bought that at full price for $1, that's what you'd be paying for the tray at the Dollar Tree. So if you have the tray from the Dollar Tree, this will absolutely work with that too. Okay, I just can't get any right now, so this is what I'm going to use. And then I have one of these sets of rub-on transfers with the wreath and the vine. So the first thing I want to do is I want to paint out my box, and it's probably going to take a couple of coats, and I'm going to use Waverly's chalk paint in the color Plaster. This is kind of just a creamy off-white, and I really like it on light colored wood. And sometimes with light colored wood you can actually get away with just one coat, and one coat would be lovely, but we'll see what we get. So you're just going to paint this out, and I'm going to paint all sides of it, inside and out. I'm just starting with the inside, and I'll probably let it dry for a little bit, and then I'll do the outside where I can flip it over and hold on to it a little better. Okay, so I'm going to start with the sides, and this color in particular is getting a little bit thick and dried out. I need to add some water to it to thin it, but you could also use the Waverly antique wax on here and kind of make a watered down stain. I just don't know how well the rub-on would show on top of that. So that's why I'm staying with a light neutral color, because I'm going to be putting that rub-on in here, and I want it to be able to stay. I wish I could find some of those trays from the Dollar Tree and do this exact same craft with those, but I think this will work nice. This will be a good substitute for that. There's that. I'm going to dry the edges so that I can flip it over and do the bottom side. Okay, it's pretty much dry to the touch, so I'm going to flip it over. Not worrying so much about the bottom as the outside edges here. I like my projects to be finished on all sides, so I am going to paint the bottom. A lot of my projects end up in my craft booth for sale, so I just feel like it's important to make sure that all of the edges are finished. If you don't sell your things and it's just for you and you don't care, if the bottom's painted, then by all means skip painting the bottom. When I was just crafting for myself, I didn't used to paint the bottoms of things either. But now that sometimes I'll start out making stuff for myself and then decide I don't want it, and that it isn't what I wanted or isn't what I needed for the space I was trying to decorate, and it'll end up in my booth when it wasn't intended to be in my booth. So anyway, I just usually try to finish all the sides. I just think it makes for a nicer looking project. Alright, that does seem to be coating really well with just one coat. Again, that was Waverly's chalk paint in the color Plaster. Now I'm just going to go ahead and let this dry for a little bit, and then before I come back on camera, I am going to actually cover this with a good coat of Mod Podge, because I think the rub-ons just go on better onto Mod Podge, and the Mod Podge will also protect the paint. And then we'll just go from there. But I just like to put Mod Podge over the top of chalk paint, because I like the way that, especially matte finish, and this is what I'll be using, matte finish Mod Podge, and it'll probably just take one coat, but I really like the way that matte finish just makes chalk paint look. It just gives it a little luster, not really a shine or a sheen. It's just kind of a luster, and it just smooths it out, and it just makes it look even more beautiful. So I will be doing that off camera because you don't need to watch me do that. Again, I do it all the time. All right, so as soon as this is dry, we'll come back and finish this project up. All right, I'm back with my simple little project here that's going to be just really cute to hang on the wall. And what I've got is this set of rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm leaving all of the layers together. I've got the card that it's on and the rub-on transfer. Leave it together at this point. The packaging can go to the side, but leave this all together. I'm going to cut out this little wreath. This is a project that would look cute on a tiered tray. It would look cute just hanging in a little corner in your bathroom. Okay, these scissors have some glue on them, so they're not working very well. Let me grab another pair. All right, got a better pair of scissors. You definitely want sharp scissors in your craft room, that is for sure. These I've cut through some things that had Mod Podge on them, and I need to soak them in water and clean off the blades, and they'll be fine again. All right, now that I have this, I'm leaving this all together. I have even seen people completely leave this in the package and cut out what they wanted, leaving the whole package together. I don't like to do that because I store my rub-ons hanging, and I like to use the packaging that came in to hang it. But that's another option for you. But I always try to put it back in the packaging so that it doesn't get messed up. Now, if you remember, I painted this with the Waverly chalk paint and plaster, and it's still kind of rough, but I think I'm okay with that. And then I put Mod Podge over the top of the entire piece so that it would, so that the rub-on transfer would stick nicely to it. It doesn't stick real well to chalk paint, so I like to just do that. The best tool that I have found to put down a rub-on transfer is a popsicle stick. So what you're going to do is carefully peel off the white backing. Okay, and at this point it's like a giant sticker. Okay, but it's printed on the back side of this plastic. So you're just going to lay it down, center it where you want it, and then you're just going to rub. You have to put a little elbow grease on it. Make sure you get the edges. I like to rub over the entire thing, and then I go back and start to peel it away, and I rub it as I peel, and then it'll work nicely. And you can see as you rub it, the transfer kind of changes color. It lets you know that that's sticking. And the smoother your surface is that you're rubbing onto, the easier it will be to stick this down. You want to make sure that it's down really well so it doesn't scratch or peel off of your surface. Pay attention to the edges of your leaves. You don't want those to peel. Okay, now I've rubbed the whole thing, and I'm going to go over here to a corner, and I'm going to gently start to peel it up. Okay, slowly. And if you see a spot that's sticking to the plastic, stop and rub it again. Like right here. Whoop. I don't know if you can see that. Right there, there's a little spot that didn't stick down. So I'm just going to put the plastic back down and rub again. Just on that area. Okay? So then I slowly start to peel again. And as I peel slowly, I'm looking to see if there's any little bit of the transfer that didn't stick. And then there is, I just roll the plastic back a little bit, rub that area down, and then go back to peeling it up gently. It gets a little trickier when you're at the last little spot that's still stuck. If it sticks to the plastic, it's a little harder to line that up, like right there. Just going to push that down. Okay, now I've had people complain on my site before that you have to really work on these or they don't stick. That wasn't too hard of work. That was done in real time, and that's stuck down. Now what I do is I take my thumb and I just go over the whole thing and make sure that everything's stuck. Okay, just rub it and make sure the edges are all tight. Not a big deal. Look how cute that looks. I am going to coat the bottom part of this with Mod Podge again, just to protect that. And then if you want to, you can put a little bow in it. For Christmas, I use these for ornaments for Christmas, and I put little red dots to look like holly berries and a little bow on there. So this would be cute as a tray, like to catch keys or rings or whatever. And if you're going to have something heavy like that and scratchy, you might want to put a piece of like plexiglass or really thick acetate down on the bottom to protect your transfer. But I plan on hanging this on the wall, and I just think it will be really cute, and I'm going to do a couple of them, and I think they'll look really cute in the bathroom. Okay, so that is my plan for this project. Now, with me saying it's going in the bathroom, I need to make sure after everything's done that I put a good coat of clear sealer over the top, and I'm going to probably use, I have both down in my craft, or out in the garage. I have Rust-Oleum and I have Krylon, and it's just clear spray paint, and it just coats the Mod Podge so that it won't pick up any of the moisture, and it just protects the finish from getting sticky, because you don't want it sticky in the bathroom with all the moisture from the shower and whatnot. And once it gets sticky, it attracts dust, and you don't want dust being a permanent part of your project. So just a nice layer of Mod Podge over the top. I went around the edges, and now every stroke I put on here is going to go in the same direction, just so that it looks nice. So I'm going to go up and down, back and forth, but all in the same direction. Okay, and then that's going to dry, and I'll probably do 2 more exactly like this, so I have a set of 3. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and I'll come back and show you how I finish it. Alright, there you have it, my little Dollar Tree DIY rub-on transfer project. Remember, I used the boxes that I found on clearance at Michael's because I couldn't find any of the trays at my Dollar Tree. But if you have the Dollar Tree wooden trays, this would look really cute on those as well, and you would get a very similar look. Okay, I'm going to leave this just basic, simple, and clean. I'm not going to add a bow, but if you like things to be a little fussier, a little fancier, go ahead and put a bow on that. But I just want 3 simple little hangers like this to go in my bathroom, in the guest bathroom, and the cream and green are the colors I'm using in there, so these are going to work out perfectly. Let me know what you're thinking about this project in the comments section below. Is it something you might try to do for yourself? Are you going to try to find the little boxes like I have here, or trays I mean, or are you going to use the trays from your Dollar Tree? I would totally love to do some on the trays from the Dollar Tree if my Dollar Tree ever gets them in. Right now, 3 of my 5 Dollar Trees are just putting out that new remodeled Crafter Square section. So I'm hoping that once that little rearrangement is done, that more products will come back onto the shelves. We'll see. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking. All right, this has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.